it's Friday. I'm on my way to work. I work for Hearns Hobbies, which is a hobby shop in Flinders Street in Melbourne. So I hope you guys find this interesting. This is the first vlog of the series we're gonna make, and yeah, I'll see you there. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hello.
Bonjour.
How are you?
Good.
Hey guys, welcome to Hearns Hobbies. It's the morning, we're just opening, and this is my section here. So here I'm in charge of drones, and I'm actually sitting next to Rob, who's over there, and he does a little bit of drones as well, but actually he does mainly about racing cars. So all the things we have here, we have the wall over there, and then on this side we have Nathan. Nathan is in charge of all the things no one else wants to do.
all the really exciting stuff.
Yes, the exciting stuff. So the post and orders and all these kind of things, right? So yeah, we would be lost if he was not here. And over there we have BJ, but he's with a customer already. And he's in charge of the model kits section and all the paint that you can see over here. Our model kit section is quite big. We're pretty proud about it here at the Hearns. Also have a little bit of die cast, this kind of things, because some people are interested. And then we have at the back we have the train section and all the slot cars. We have a guy in charge of trains. He's called Train Guy, and you will probably in the future see some of his work. You won't see a lot of him. He will probably be the mystery guy of Hearns Hobbies, but at least we can see his department now. So what I'm going to do is show you the train section, a little bit of the store, some close-ups, and I will show you a little bit what's happening every day here. You're eating. I called you on lunch break.
Of course I am, always on lunch break.
Yeah. How's Friday going today?
Friday's going good.
Yes, mine is going well. Well, I'm editing this video, so yeah.
This video that we're doing now?
Yes.
Very good, excellent. Be out?
Yes, it's gonna be out this weekend. By the way, this
Perfect.
weekend we have an event coming, right? So
Yes, we have the Japanese festival, and we also have a big race at Kiro Park.
Yes, will people see you there?
Yeah, possibly Sunday.
Cool,
Most
alright.
definitely.
We'll let them know.
Nice one.
Thanks. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. So what you doing today?
Oh, we're just looking at all this new stuff that's arrived from Bandai.
Yeah,
From
okay.
the new figures.
Yeah, is this going to the Japanese fair or not?
Yeah, all these will be available at the Japanese festival.
Yep, okay. So you're preparing all that and
Yeah, little stuff as well.
Yep, nice. Hey guys, that's the end of the day here. Feel free to join us on Instagram as well. Thanks for watching this one. Because we're closing soon, I'm gonna have to let you go. See you soon in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone!
Hi!
And welcome back! Who do we have here today? Let's see, let me put the chat on so we see what the comments are today.
It was nice to see this video again.
Absolutely.
All the memories.
2 years, about 2 years?
Yeah, about
2 years.
Yes.
So welcome back everyone, episode 22. So last week I thought it was episode 22, but it was actually 21. So
You didn't know it.
yeah, I didn't know it, yeah. So I couldn't mark it off on the post-production, so episode 22 today.
Okay.
And today we don't have BJ.
Yeah.
He's busy at doing something else, and so we have a guest.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yes, it's nice to be
So you haven't been around for probably a good 12 months?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
longer, actually.
obviously I was at home.
True
But
that.
I came, you know, sometimes to say hi. You were not here because I picked my special days to come.
Because you picked the day I'm not here, that's typical.
No, I think I called you once already, and it was before a live stream as well. I
Yes.
think.
So,
It's great. It looks so nice here.
indeed, lots of changes. So, for those that don't know, Noëllie used to work here till a year and a half ago or so, and we did lots of things together. So, the video you saw at the beginning, that was your first production for us.
Yes.
That was the
yeah.
beginning of all this, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember one day. I don't remember how we came up with a YouTube channel, but you said, "What should we do? Should we just do product stuff?" And then we ended up saying we should actually show how it's like to be in a hobby shop.
Our life in a shop.
Because I loved it too.
Exactly. So we did a weekly video, which
Yeah.
was out every Friday night, and was called Daily Hearns. And we went from episode 1 to about 28, I think, or something, 25.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a.
Then you finish up, and then we had a break.
Yes.
So let's see if there's any comments. Is there any problem with the audio?
No, just making sure it's okay.
Okay, good.
We did have Nick say a smart little comment here.
Okay.
BJ had the makeover? No, not quite. Not quite. We're still
different.
working on that. So we'll try again.
Yes.
So we did our daily Hearns with you and lots of things. And what have you been up to since? You still flying drones?
Yeah, so I had also a big pause of drones, just,
Yes.
you know, because work was different for me. I was flying for work for a while as well.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then on the weekends, I felt like not flying, which is a bit weird.
Absolutely.
When your hobby becomes your work, it's different. But now I'm working, you know, in another field again, so I'm flying, I'm trying, I don't know if you've heard about it, there's, you know, DJI that you can
Absolutely.
carry sometimes
Yeah.
here. They do a HD FPV system.
Yeah,
So
the big
that's-
goggles.
Yes, they're a bit ugly, but, you know, we can
The
get over that.
space goggles, yeah.
Yes, but you know that's the system I've been slowly trying. So I've just built my new racing drone with this
With a
system.
DJI. So
Yes.
how is the latency? Well-
I think I finally found settings and updated to the last software
Firmware, yeah.
firmware. So I think next time I try it will be good.
Good.
Maybe not for, you know, when I do full racing or
Fast,
freestyle,
fast.
but for nice cruising in a nice landscape. it's
Be
gonna be
beautiful.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Very good. So let's wait a few people online. That's excellent. So thank you again for joining us. So today we have lots of things to talk about.
Yes.
So first of all, we're going to talk about quite a few RC things today. We've got quite a few deliveries, but we're going to have to start with a car. Got it in
yes.
front here. Let's pick this up and let's see if anyone can guess what this is. I don't think we had this in the live before. It's very special. So let's see if there is anyone that can guess this.
It looks good.
It is actually quite special.
Yeah.
So, well, we are going to start a competition this week. You
Okay.
probably haven't, you know, up to speed with that, but we do competition every few weeks, every 3 weeks, and they
Okay.
are normally modeling competitions, with exception to the last one. There was a RC body shell painting competition, which was quite spectacular. So really good. And this week we're going back to modeling,
Okay.
and we're gonna pretty much have a competition on dioramas, and they will have to use all the Hearns Workshop components. So for those that are new, the Hearns Workshop is a new division of Hearns Hobbies, and we are manufacturing
That's cool.
products, and it's
Yeah.
really, really exciting. So most of them are designed in-house and produced in Melbourne. So
Oh wow. Okay.
very, very unique. So to enter the competition, you just go on a Facebook page. I might put a link on the chat, and you can enter your pictures as usual. Progress shots are always a plus, and the more Hearns Workshop products you use, the better. The more points you get, and all the criteria is on the description.
Okay.
And what else? We actually have a voucher, really. So if you want to have a go at the Hearns Workshop and you want to enter the competition, you can use the Hearns voucher, and there is a 25% discount on all the Hearns Workshop products that are listed. And obviously, if you have questions, just pop them in the comments. We'll help you out.
Nice. That's
So-
exciting.
Because BJ wasn't here, he decided to prepare something for you.
Oh, did he?
He did. He did. So
What is it?
you received this one the other week.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Super cute
Yes.
little.
Bandai model.
Yes.
Very Japanese style. He knows. I know why he said that, because I would always look at them when I was working
I
here. These ones are actually, they're very good to start. Like I was never. I don't think I ever built a model kit because I was scared. But if I had to choose one, you know, this is very entry level. This is usually for kids, but even because it looks cute.
It's actually really good fun.
Yeah, it's
There's
good
not too
fun.
many parts. Let's open this one up. Let's see if I
This-
have a knife.
Yeah, this one I don't think has many parts. It's already painted, so if you know anyone who wants to give it a go, you know, that's probably the good thing to start
Absolutely,
with.
that's a really good fun gift. As you see, it's all in a packet.
Yes.
It's pre-colored.
Yep.
And you don't need any tools really. Just click it together, and you come up with a really good, fun little. Is that a
Animal.
cat?
I don't know
Let's
if
call it
it's
a
an
cat.
otter or
Is
I
that a
don't know
cat?
what this is. It's Japanese. It's a bit.
It's Japanese, so really cute. So I don't think there's different options, but that's a part of the new entry grade range. So
Yeah.
Bandai releases entry grade, which is a very a bit more basic.
Okay.
It's easier. It's designed for new models starting out, and you don't need even sprue cutters. So
Or you can snap.
you can snap them off, and they come off really clean. So you don't
Okay.
need to do any kind of cleaning or whatsoever. So really good little product to start. So there's a few little kind of
Yeah,
figures
cute
like
ones.
this,
Yeah.
and there's some more traditional Gundams as well in this entry grade.
Ah, okay. So making it more accessible.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's
To
good.
learn to where to start.
Yeah.
And I think he also put this one out for you.
Oh, this one is cute. So that's I think from a video game or anime. Maybe.
think so.
Anime.
Anime.
Fate.
Okay.
And I think this is Fate Grand Order, as it says.
That's
Indeed.
really cool. So also Bandai and same principle.
Same principle. Yeah, same principle. That's a pretty easy one too.
Yes.
Let's have a look inside. There's a kind of quite a few parts on this one actually.
Yeah.
Bit more involved.
I think it's already painted too, though. So that's
Yes.
good. Oh,
So
there's little parts in
There's
this.
some. That's the skirt, as you can see. Actually, it's all one piece, which actually does give a really
Yeah.
good level of details. It looks like in motion, which
Yes.
is quite nice.
Oh, you have stickers in this
You
one.
got stickers and gold, kind of goldy part
Nice.
and white. So really nice little model again for beginners
Mm-hmm.
and for those that like their video game, obviously.
Yeah, in anime style. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Really cool. So
And then, you know, the path is open to start
Anything
actually
else, yeah.
cutting more
More
complicated
complicated.
ones and getting into airbrushing, all this kind
and
of things.
painting and all that
Painting.
really. So lots of Gundam. We have a big delivery due again next week for Gundams. So
Okay.
got a few people online today. So there's Marty, welcome. Who else is here? Flight Ambo, welcome everyone. Nick, Johnny. Oh wow, welcome everyone.
Hi.
So
Well, cool. Okay.
that's
Thanks,
a bit of
BJ.
Gundam. So that's BJ that prepared something for Noëllie.
That was nice.
So we're going to talk about RC cars today. Actually, we received a huge delivery, quite a few new products.
Okay.
But before doing that, we're going to talk about batteries.
Yes.
And I do that because when you used to work with us, we had so many questions about batteries, and it's coming the Christmas time where people are trying new hobbies, and batteries is the topic that is on every day, really.
Yes.
Different type of batteries and everything
Yeah, batteries, chargers. That I think one person would at least ask a day.
every day.
Yes,
So different type of batteries. So what do you know about batteries?
So what we can mention first is usually what type of batteries you choose.
Yes.
So the ones that I use, for example, for my drones, they're called LiPo batteries. And I think these ones, are they all LiPos, the one you...
These are all LiPos, yeah?
Yes. So it's basically just what the battery is made of. And LiPos can go from 1S for little RC planes to like, I think 6S.
6S or plus even 12S, like
Yeah.
really big. For big helicopter, they'll be like big packs, like
Yes.
really heavy.
Yeah. So that's, and S means the number of cells that you have in your battery.
Exactly.
So 4S is 4 cells, 2S is 2 cells.
2 cells, yeah.
And so that's the basic, LiPos, or this one is NIMH.
Correct.
So
So NIMH is a bit of an older technology, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
And is the traditional big cells, as you probably remember if you play with toy cars back in the 80s perhaps, where you were actually building batteries with individual cells. So now they come pre-packaged like that, and they're very inexpensive and very safe as well. So for the kids, these are really good.
Yeah.
Again, they have different voltages dictated by the number of cells. Normally 7.2 or 8.4, that's very much the standard for TRAXXAS, 8.4 volts.
Yeah.
And one important things with the NIMH, while they're really safe, the first few times you use them, the charge is not going to be a full charge. So you need 3 or 4, 5 charges before they actually are really effective and they fully charge.
Okay.
So if you use some of those, the first couple of runs, your car may run for a bit less than you expected, but keep charging them 4 or 5 times and they will be in full swing.
Yes. Yeah.
So very good options. They're quite inexpensive. And if you have young kids, these are safe.
Yeah. Yes. I
Very
think
safe.
A LiPo, it's like more for when you start knowing what you're doing, especially with charging them, these kind of things, you know, that you need to know what you're doing a little bit more. And then when we talk about batteries, the main thing is the
Plugs.
Because
That's the plugs.
you might think, oh, I'm gonna go buy my battery, you come home, you want to plug it in your RC, whatever car or plane, and it's not the right plug, and you have to come back to the store and...
Absolutely. So I think there's probably, but there's many plugs.
Yes.
That's, I don't know,
We can-
20, 30, 40 different plugs. But
Yeah.
there's few of the common ones that we should name. That'll be good for people to recognize what they may have, what they may need. So we have a XT90.
XT90, that's a big version of the XT60,
Correct.
which is more common for smaller RC models.
Yes.
And then, so that's one of the newest version for like in terms of standards in
Absolutely.
the industry. They were not around for a long time. This one is older. I think the red.
That's a Dean's plug. So some tend to call it T because it's got this kind of shape. I should probably put the side camera, but it's got a shape of what one contact goes this way, the other goes this way. So they have this T shape, and they tend to be red. So the Dean's plugs are red, and they've got this T shape, as you can see here. So that's easy to recognize. But this one here, they've got the two bullets.
Yes.
Like this, two bullets, and they're yellow.
Yeah. Most of the time.
Most of the time they're yellow.
Sometimes
They
they're-
do them black too occasionally, but the original XT60, XT90 were actually yellow.
Yeah.
Now, there is a blue version that is very similar.
Ah, true.
There is EC3 and EC5 and EC9 too, I
Yes,
think.
yeah.
And they are blue, but they're actually not quite compatible really. So
No.
similar but different. They're not very much in use anymore.
Not really.
So for most of the larger ready-to-run cars, you will have the XT90s.
Yes.
So, and then you have the black TRAXXAS one, very well-known TRAXXAS
Yes.
plug.
They
So
decided to have their own plug.
absolutely, they decide to have their own plug, which is great. So that's a black plug, and it's normally TRAXXAS. So there's a couple of different options. They've got a standard TRAXXAS like you have here, and they've got the TRAXXAS ID,
Okay.
which is a special battery where your balancing is actually merged together,
Okay.
and you need to use a special charger.
Okay.
So based on this, we should explain what balancing is.
Yes.
Very important.
So these balance leads are only useful when you're going to start charging your battery. So do we mention that there's no balance lead on the NIMH?
Yes.
So NIMH, you won't have this little balance plug here, but this one is actually here because you have different cells that you're going to charge in your batteries. So this is here to make sure that each cell is going to be charged at the same voltage during the process. So it's also good to check, you know, on your charger. Some chargers do it, but they don't do it, all of them. But you can check how much voltage you have in each of your cells before you're going to charge it. It's always safe to do that in case, you know, you've had your battery for a long time, you've had lots of crashes, and one cell is getting tired. You don't want to charge a battery that has a cell that is a lot lower than all the other ones.
Absolutely.
So that's a good way to check all your cells' voltage. Of course, it starts when you have like 2S, because when you have 1S battery,
It's one cell?
It's one cell. But yeah, so that's the reason why they have it. So when you're going to charge your battery, you have to plug both of them. So this one in like positive and negative of your charger, and this one goes in what we call the balance
port.
Yeah, port.
So one good thing also, if you don't know how many cells your battery has, obviously the two cell will have 3 wires. So you've got a positive and a negative, and then one in the middle.
Yeah.
So to compare the voltage between the different cells, and as you go up, you get more more wires really. Here we go. So that's another useful tip. Because often people don't know how many cells. You see on your card, normally they have a 2S, which represent 2 cells, but can be also 7.4 volts.
Yes.
So each cell normally is 3.7 volts. So 2 cell 7.4, then you have 3 cell 11.1, and 4 cell
16.4. That's the one I'm used to.
Yeah, that's right, and so forth really. So and you go up from there. So lots of small things.
Then maybe you want to talk about the milliamps.
The capacity, absolutely. That's the next thing. So, like in a car, you have a fuel tank, and the fuel tank can be bigger or smaller. Bigger fuel tank, your car is going to run for longer. Same for batteries. You have a milliampere capacity, which is how much energy they can store. And this specific one says 6,500, which is quite large actually.
Yes.
And there will be 6,500 milliampere battery in here.
Yeah.
So.
That's
and
this.
each one will have different. So this is a 5200. It's a bit smaller, but this is a 4S, so you can see different in size because it got double
Yes.
number of cells.
So
More voltage.
the 4S in general, let's say in RC car, will give you a little bit more. It ends
Speed.
up being more speed.
Correct.
But the milliamp will give you more time.
Absolutely. That's
So
a
that's
good
how
point.
you have to choose your battery. And then there's one last thing you can choose is the C rating.
Yes.
If you have choices between them. C rating is the instant speed that you would get. So
Absolutely.
like the I don't know how to say, acceleration will be greater if the number is higher.
Absolutely. Specifically, for example, when you fly quads,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you have a battery with higher C rating, you immediately feel the difference. That is much more responsive to your control.
Definitely, yes. And in the past, C rating was a bit like disregarded, if I
Yeah.
remember well. And now that batteries are getting better and better, C rating is important. So if you can try to have, this one is like 50C for a 3S. That's
that's pretty
very
good. Yeah.
decent. So yeah, these kind of things. That's the last thing to look at, especially if you're more into fast RC models. If you don't really care, you just want to drive
go
around.
around,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter that much.
So the bigger the car, the higher the C rating you want, because if you have a big motor, you tend to pull much more amperage.
Yeah.
And if you have a cheaper battery with a lower C rating, there is also the possibility of damaging the battery.
Okay.
So if the battery is quite not designed to release that much power instantaneously, the battery may puff. So you may see on some of the soft case, the one without the plastic, once they get a bit puffed, that's a sign that the battery potentially is damaged and you should
Yes.
probably not be using it again.
Yeah.
Or if you have a hard case battery like this one with the plastic around, if you see the plastic cracking, is often a sign that you puff the cell inside, which is swollen and breaking the case. So be very careful when you see the LiPo battery expanding.
Yes.
It's quite dangerous, they could catch fire. So not to scare anyone, but be always safe when you play with
Yeah.
batteries in general.
And that's the thing also about, when you come to choose your batteries, you want to choose something that looks sturdy in a way. I don't know how to describe it, but you don't want, for example, this brand, would do, but you have like, if you buy online, sometimes you don't know what you receive, and then you do 2-3 flights if you're flying drones, and then your battery are all puffed, or you do a crash and you
Absolutely.
can tell that it's damaged. So, and in terms of maintenance, what do you think? What do we say?
Safe storage, that's always an important thing. So
Yeah.
I think there is actually a question here.
Yeah, people are asking what is the recommended storage. I think was in particular for LiPo, but what about in general for all that?
Yeah, so batteries are different, but the key part is if you don't use the battery for a longer period of time, let's say you play every week, it's probably fine. But if you're not sure you're going to use it again in a long period of time, you need to store the LiPo battery into a voltage which is not fully charged or fully discharged.
Yes.
So most of the chargers have a storage function, and you just select the storage function, let the charger prepare the battery. But effectively, if you leave it fully charged, you may have a problem, and if you leave it flat, it will probably go below voltage.
Yes, that's the problem. So if they're fully charged, it's almost like you can picture something that physical that would always be full, like a container that's always
Yes.
full. Of course, with time, it starts being strained and it doesn't like it. So
Yes.
physically, you're damaging your cells. And if it's under voltage or very close to empty, then it will definitely lose the voltage.
The voltage.
And milliamps and everything, and then you have like a dead battery. It will be hard to bring it back to life. So I think the sweet spot.
It's probably halfway. I think it's a 60% charge or something like that. But chargers normally have this function set up, so it's quite straightforward, really.
Yes.
But that brings to actually another topic is in relation to low voltage cell.
Yeah.
So what happens if you over discharge these type of batteries? It's normally bad news.
Yes, that depends on the battery, and that's again when you have high quality or good quality batteries. That's when you have more chance to bring them back to life as well. So what you can do, what I do, I
Yeah.
hope it works with what you do at the store.
Tell us.
I would charge, so we talked about the C rating before, but when we say we charge at 1C or 2C a battery, it's charging at the number of milliamps.
Yes.
So for example, a 5200 battery, when I say I'm charging them at 1C, I would put on my charger 5.2
2 amps.
Yeah, and that's the best way to charge a battery.
Absolutely.
But when something is damaged, I usually go below half a C.
Yes.
So I don't know how much you put. I put
Yeah,
between.
we need to be very careful at that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
And trying to slowly bump it up.
So-
And hopefully the charger does the balancing and trying to recover the cells,
Yes.
which doesn't happen really often. So what happens is if you run a car, most of the modern cars have a voltage cutoff. So with LiPo battery, if you go below a voltage, a nominal voltage of each cell, you actually damage the battery, and normally they don't work anymore. So most of the cars have a voltage cutoff system built into the speed controller. What that means is if the speed controller detects the voltage which is lower than the nominal voltage, it will stop the car.
Yes.
If you keep going at that point, you go below voltage and your charger will not be able to charge ever again this battery. So you need to be very careful that your car does have a voltage cutoff, which is the case for most of the modern cars, but always be mindful of that. Some of the cheaper entry-level cars don't have that function really. So often people go out with some of these cars and then come back that the car is flat and they can't charge it anymore.
Yeah.
Very careful with that.
I've got two questions.
Few questions.
The first one is actually regarding the storage. I think they also meant physical storage, like do we have anything in here? Or
Yes.
recommendations of how to physically store the batteries?
Someone is suggesting LiPo storage bags. Actually, we didn't mention that. So LiPo safe bags. Really.
Yes, so they're fireproof.
Fireproof
to
bags.
a certain degree, obviously, but
Yes.
it's a lot safer. Some people have metal box.
cases. Yes.
I put mine in an old microwave.
All microwave.
Yeah.
Very good. Don't turn it on. Because
No, don't
it'll
turn
be
it
a bit
on.
of a disaster.
Make sure it's unplugged and you don't have kids.
Yeah, exactly. So always put in, even when you charge, use a LiPo safe bag.
Yes.
And most importantly, don't leave your home when you're charging batteries. Ever, really,
never.
because things can happen.
And try to stay next to your charger.
Yeah.
What I do also, especially because I have fresh batteries, but I have older ones that are still working, and even if the cells they look balanced, like what we mentioned earlier, I touch batteries while they're on charge, and
Feel for the
they
hot.
shouldn't get hot.
Too hot.
The charger might get hot, that's normal, but plugs shouldn't get too hot, and batteries should stay
Reasonably
room
cool.
temperature,
Yeah,
reasonably cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other question was more for the Hearns workshop. Marty was asking if we're able to make elevators for the USS Enterprise at 1/400 scale.
All right, we'll address that in a second. Tony suggested ammo box. Yes, yeah, a metal box could be also a good way to go. But generally speaking, if you've got a box that doesn't have any oxygen, if there was a fire, we'll tend to prevent it really. Generally speaking, it goes back to the quality. You know, often you can buy the same battery for $35 somewhere, or you buy, for $80. There is a huge difference.
Yes.
This is a product that we select ourselves. It's called NINESTEPS, and the battery are something that we actually test ourselves. So we have a quality control, so we know that this is a good quality cell. The manufacturer tend to offer us different level of product, and the cost is substantially different.
Okay.
These materials is quite of a process where they manufacture the cells, and then some come up really good and some less good, and then they give you different quality batteries.
Okay.
So it's when you manufacture battery, like in this case here, you select the better cell, so you know that even though they look identical, what's inside can be very different. Hence, you see different price points around.
Yes. Yeah.
Specifically when you fly drones.
Yes.
Drones tend to be quite demanding in power actually.
Yes.
So the battery need to be really good quality.
Yes, they need to be good quality, otherwise you don't get the most out of it. It's more obvious that you don't get the most of a drone because it's 3D, so it needs a little bit more momentum in this kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
yeah.
So I think this is it for batteries. There's quite a few questions. I can see that I think we addressed most of them as we could talk through, but yeah, be safe and make sure you select the right battery, different plugs. Just take some pictures. If you need some help, you can send us pictures on Facebook and we can help you identify what plug you have.
Especially in DOB, I used to tell when I was here and I was selling batteries, I would say, if you forget what I just told you, please ring us, because it's better to be safe,
Absolutely.
with batteries.
So, good. Okay, so I've got a few other questions. Let's put these away for now.
I'll tell you what they are in the meantime while you're packing them up. Joe Fazzolari says, thanks so much for the Kyosho Phaser AMG.
Kyosh. Yes, I think Joe, you called up the other day for the Mini Z. Very good, glad you're liking it. These Mini Z are going really well. Kind of tiny little cars, that's really good. And what was the question in relation to the 1 in 400 elevator for...
USS Enterprise from
That's a good suggestion. That would require quite a lot of design actually. So maybe we can put that in a list. Let's see, just to give you a bit of an understanding, when we design this product, there is a lot of prototyping that goes on. So it start with some 3D design in a computer, and then we get some prototypes and we feed them into the model. Okay. And normally after that, there's a number of changes and changes until we get it really right. So we will put in a list. I'm not sure what's going to happen very soon. We have actually probably the next 3 or 4 months full actually with quite a few new products ideas.
Okay.
But a good suggestion. I can see Rob already spotted a egress behind me here. Meanwhile, let's talk about this car again. Let's see if there is any guesses.
I think a lot of car enthusiasts should recognise the body design of this one. It's fairly iconic to the maker.
This is very modern compared to what we used to show actually. I think we had lots of older school Australian recently.
So do you want the model or do you want the what
Everything. Nobody got
everything.
the model, the brand, the color. I don't think we have a year on this one, or about actually I wouldn't even know. Probably with 3 years old perhaps or something like that. Let's see if there is any suggestions. Okay, so I'll put this down again. Actually, let's move it this way a bit more.
How often do you have people getting the right answer?
Always.
Always.
Always. Sometimes they're faster than we are.
I think there was only one time it was delayed and they couldn't get the colour of the Ford that we had.
Because it's often hard on camera to actually, I think, see the colours. A little bit unfair, I think, but I have to admit that the guesses are really impressive.
That's
I
nice.
have to read it most of the times, I'll be honest.
Okay.
So, what else we have? We've got lots of our C
speaking of
cars.
cars,
So, I guess I'll bring this one out. That's the egress. So this is a customer car actually that I brought in the other week for some repair work. And this is a Tamiya egress. Rob was actually just asking about this. Rob is a collector of Tamiya cars. Let's see if I can remove the body. Are we stuck? Yeah, here we go. And this is a 4-wheel drive buggy from Tamiya. That's a beautiful car, and it does have all carbon fiber actually. Really, really nice. Metal shocks. And we put a more modern speed controller here, and an electronic speed controller, and a new radio. And that's a
So because we were
drive
speaking
buggy.
of batteries earlier,
Yes.
what would you put in this one?
Well, I guess this battery used to go on nickel cadmium batteries back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But the easier way to go would be on, an IMH, which is a direct upgrade to nickel cadmium from some time ago.
Yeah.
But you can also put a LiPo battery.
Okay.
Generally speaking, because these cars are not meant to be as competitive as they are the modern cars, LiPo battery is probably an overkill.
Yeah.
But if you want to go really fast, you can go really fast, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
This
but
specific car will be pretty good actually. The construction is pretty strong.
Okay.
If you had a Hornet, you probably wouldn't want to
Yeah,
go brushless yet,
Alright.
unless you want to replace too many parts. But you can put a nice LiPo battery in here, or a traditional NIMH, and that's a really good-looking buggy.
Oh yeah. I
So-
like all this. The style. You know that.
Yeah, very very old school style actually, with a pin tires, very traditional,
Yeah.
and nice old
It's a good
design.
size. It's
Yes,
it would be good.
and it traditional colors too. So, Rob, do you have one of those?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Who knows what the model with the front is though?
Ah, really?
Yes, I think he knows already. So I think there's a good guess there. So it's a Pagani. That's it. So let's see if anyone. Rob needs a egress. They're really hard to come by. Hopefully next year we'll see some of those. I think it looks like Tamiya's catching up with manufacturing. This year with the pandemic, there's been a huge delay on manufacturing products. So a bit of a delay there. So we've got a good guess there. So that's a Pagani. So that's good. So let's see if there is a guess on the actual model of the car.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, today we'll have a TRAXXAS to show you later, but we have this Jeep.
Oh.
This is very new. It's very different actually.
Yes.
This is from a company called FMS or Rock Hobbies. They actually manufacture planes normally,
Okay.
and this year they released some of these rock roller. So this is a proper rock roller.
You would like this.
Oh, I love this. This is brilliant. So just arrived this morning. I thought we have to bring it in alive, and it's got this kind of Jeep military kind of body, which is ultra detailed actually. You have the windows come down, as you can see.
Oh, wow.
You can put it down,
Yeah.
but all the instruments are connected. You got the gear shifting, side mirror, the thin wheels, as you can see. Really old school.
I like that it's actually fabric. on
Fabric
the
seats. Let's see if we can turn on the side camera actually. That would be
Oh,
quite nice
yeah.
to show this.
Yes. I'm having a look in the meantime because I think this might open.
Let's see.
I think the
There
top.
we go. So
Oh yeah.
let's see. Zoom out a little bit so we can see this car. Here we go.
Do you want me to turn it?
Yeah,
the
turn it
other way?
around.
Hold on.
Okay, so you see.
got a very convincing paint that it looks like it's actually made of metal.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
really well painted. The finishing is fantastic. It's kind of that kind of matte finish. As you see, this comes down and you've got all your interior here. So that's fabric. And I was suggesting is a fabric seats, which is like really particular.
Yeah.
All the instrumentation you can see here. You got all the dials.
I can see a hinge here, so.
So I
do
think
you
we can open
something
the. We can probably open the bonnet, perhaps, can we?
I would be.
Actually, there is a way to maybe. Yeah, the bonnet definitely can be
Okay.
open. I would say. We'll have to study how.
Yeah, I don't want to break it. Oh, and there's a little like fuel tank at the back with an actual belt. Which
Let's
is
see that one. Let's put it in
fabric
camera.
too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This here we go, down again. And here's a fuel tank
Yeah.
and jerrycan actually, and the little belt.
No.
So really scale. So this is actually quite nice.
And a mirror.
And the side and the rear
It's
mirror,
really
yeah. So this is a good cross between an RC car and a scale model actually.
Yes.
So brilliant from Rock Hobbies. That's a 4-wheel drive rock roller. Just good fun.
Yes.
And same from the same company, I believe. We received that one there. That's a 6x6.
Okay.
So they
you
all
want
come from the
to-
same place. Let's open this up.
Yeah.
You grab this side, I grab this side.
Oh, even the box and everything is nice.
So even the when we just show, they
Yeah.
come with a very nice box actually. It's a nice case.
Oh.
Let's put this away.
Yeah, you're
So-
right when you say it's a good mix between model, like
Yeah.
you know.
So I think this is a 16. I think this is a 1/16 scale from memory,
and, okay.
or 1/18 scale actually. But
Oh,
this is the radio. The radio is in 2 parts actually, which is very portable.
that's awesome.
It's actually really good. So if you go camping, you can put everything in this small box and the car stays safe. Because with
Yeah.
all this nice body shell detailing, it's always good to have something to protect it. I think we'll slide from.
Yeah, I think it slides, but I'm not
somewhere.
good with this kind of things.
This is just arrived literally 10 minutes before we started the live. So this is a 6x6. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Very well designed. It will actually climb well the radio.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So that's a nice 6x6, and they have 2 different colors, I think.
Okay.
So this one here, which is a blue color, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a different body color. This one,
I don't
oh,
wanna
that should be
mix
easier than I
things.
thought. I push this in.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not good with this kind
There
of
you go. Oh, the other way, I think.
That's very convenient.
Here we go.
A comment?
Johnny said that you better get Noelle one of those Hearns Hobbies t-shirts.
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yeah, well, I tried to wear something black today, but I didn't have the logo.
No logo, so next time.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be blue.
That's the blue
Oh,
version. Wow.
Wow.
This is really nice, actually.
They look. The box is a bit misleading in terms of colors.
This is
The-
actually a
yeah,
bit darker, isn't it? That's actually really
it's
nice.
more blue-gray. It's very nice.
So, whoops, we lost that one. Okay, so let's go back here.
Packaging.
Okay, here we go. And these are your 2 colors.
Yeah.
As you can see, really nice.
And then
So this is a 4-wheel drive. So that means that all 6-wheel drive. So that means that all the 6 wheels are actually powered. So you see, you've got a motor in the middle, you've got drive shaft powering the front gearbox, and then you got a middle gearbox and a rear one here. So all powered, and it's all very articulate, as you see.
yeah. And it comes with a little bit of spares, I've just seen.
Got a few springs. So they've got a few springs that you can. Here we go.
Yeah.
Got this. Wrong side. Got the springs here. Got a couple of springs to tune a bit the car. So these are a bit stiffer. So if you want to have it less wobbly, less roll, you put the springs and you've got a tool for your wheels. And also they give you a small tool. This looks like most of the car will be on Phillips head by the look of it. So yeah, they're all very tiny Phillips head screw, which is really handy. So they give you a small tiny screwdriver here. And obviously, looks like there's some good instructions with an exploder view, which is really helpful if you need to fix it and pull the part.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So this is from FMS, which is actually a manufacturer of aircraft.
Yeah,
Big-
yeah, I
big
remember.
planes. Yeah.
Their planes were great, so.
Absolutely, Adam used to fly these big planes. We did quite a few videos actually on
Yes.
these planes back a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We've also had another question. Marty is asking, how do we get a HH t-shirt?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, we have been debating doing some limited edition T-shirts. Actually,
Definitely.
maybe in the near future, Marty, we'll do some special T-shirts.
Yes.
we should really do you remember we were talking about doing every year a new t-shirt?
Yes, yeah.
Hasn't happened yet. We should put in a list again.
You need to.
Yes, so well thank you, Marty, for asking. We'll definitely look into that. And
I think
looks like we got a good guess on the car actually.
Ah.
Is it Pagani Huayra Roadster? Indeed it is. I don't even think we can ask the color really. I don't think it's a creamy white, creamy pearl color, very special in blue as well. So, but yes, indeed, it's a hypercar or supercar by Pagani.
Right.
That's a good guess. All right, we can park those on the back here. We can put it in the box later on.
Okay. Maybe take the box. They look really good. I like the blue one.
I like the blue one too. Actually, the blue one is an all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God,
we go.
boxes everywhere.
There we go. Put it away.
Right.
So we got a car.
Yeah.
And what else we have? We have
Yes. People might have been waiting for this one.
So this is a long-awaited car. It was released a few months back, and it's finally here. So let's see if everyone can guess what car we have here. That's obviously a TRAXXAS.
It's written on it.
It's actually written on it. Oh, okay. Well, the guess is finished already then.
Yes.
So this is a TRAXXAS House. It's a brand new release by TRAXXAS. So for those that are not familiar with RC, probably TRAXXAS is the largest and one of the leading brand in ready-to-run trucks of all kind.
Yeah.
They go from small one to really big ones, actually.
Oh wow.
This is a wheel of the X-Max.
Yes.
That's the next size up to this one. It's actually quite incredible, really.
Can you imagine the size of the
We can put the wheel. This could be transporting the wheel of an X-Max.
rock roller?
Rock roller, yeah. So the TRAXXAS House. Let's have a look at this one actually. So you remember this body shell? They're new. They don't
Yes.
have body clips anymore.
Yeah.
First of all,
How do you call this?
I think it's a quick release. I don't know if it does have a
release.
real name, but it's a quick release.
Yes.
So no more body clips. So
Yeah.
that's a big winner. So the way this works, there's a lip at the front here that goes into your shock tower, and then you click this one in, and then with this little kind of little handle here, you click it in, and no more body clips
Yeah,
to lose.
you don't lose them, and it's faster.
It's much faster, and you don't get them under your nails or whatsoever. So quick release body, first of all, great upgrade. And I would say this is a bit of a similar to the Roadster 4x4,
Okay.
which we have seen new last year. It's a bit taller, bigger wheels, and similar kind of overall geometry. This is brushless, so VXL. This will go about 100 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
It does have a wheelie bar at the back,
Ah,
because once you go on 3-cell, this will flip over quite a lot.
yeah. Okay.
So 6S, 3S, actually up to 3S, so you go 2S or 3S, and go up to 60 miles an hour or about 100 Ks. Really good fun.
Yeah.
I can see they've put some new drive shaft because the material is different. So let's see and go on the side here. So they've got some grey, is a grey material, which I believe, they actually probably could be metal, even though they're quite not metal, but the grey is a grey plastic, which I believe they changed the material, so they're going to be a lot stronger. So this car does have quite a lot of torque, so they probably reinforced that.
Yeah.
As you can see, similar structure to other TRAXXAS car. As always, they share quite a few parts, probably a bit of a shorter chassis.
Yeah.
And as always, an awesome car to have a go.
Yeah. Yes. Especially now that everything like we're allowed to go out again in
Absolutely.
parks and stuff.
Absolutely.
It would definitely be good fun.
Absolutely, and will be perfect for a LiPo battery, like we discussed before. And as you can see, these guys do come with a TRAXXAS
Yes.
plug, which
Yeah.
is obviously from TRAXXAS. This is a TRAXXAS ID compatible plug, so you can have a different TRAXXAS, couple of TRAXXAS plugs in the market, but any TRAXXAS plug will actually work with this.
Yeah. Even if it's a bit different in the outside shape, it's the same principle for plugging it in. Ah, it looks good.
Very good.
I like it.
That's a good one. So been waiting for this for some time. So let's see if you have any more questions here. Nick is keen. He's watching us.
Yeah, he's asking if we have any new kits this week.
This week I think we do actually, but they're all in boxes still. So we will have an update on kits next week. There's some Airfix arriving next week for you, Nick. Some new Airfix I think, and some new Gundams and a few other things I believe. But we've got a couple of things in boxes here. I don't know exactly what, so we don't have too many kits yet out this week. And what else? What other question do we have? I think we covered most of it. Let's see if anyone has any more questions. What else we have to share today? I think we have some train stuff actually
Oh,
that we
yeah,
could
yeah.
open that one. We could open a train set actually.
Put this one.
Let's park this one.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe I have a Facebook question for you guys from earlier on this week.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah. Let me just find that for you. It
Oh,
was.
that's gonna fall.
Oh, regarding Hearns Workshop, what
Yes.
scales are we looking at or planning to work with in the future?
Well, that's a very good question. So, with Hearns Workshop, we have the ability of producing in virtually any kind of scale.
Okay.
Some products may not be suitable for very small scale, very big scale, but generally speaking, most of the products go from, say, HO00 scale, which is 186, 187 for railways, so small little figures, all the way up to 1 to 20 scale, 1 to 24 scale, which is more for model cars.
Yeah.
Or even 118 for a matter of fact, if you were to do a diorama with this size cars, we can produce that one too. So anything in that range. So if you browse through the collection, you will see quite a lot of stuff in 135th scale for armor,
Okay.
148 scale, and some 172nd. So a bit of everything really. So
That's
anything
cool.
really. So yeah,
that's
absolutely.
A wide range.
Once you go too big, sometimes our technology is not quite suited to that. But
Okay.
we are working on a really cool project of on a larger figure, which
Okay.
is very exclusive. Will be presented hopefully in the next couple of weeks. They'll be quite large, so we'll be producing parts. So it'll be
Okay.
quite interesting. So any scale for Hearns Workshop, will,
Cool.
or most scales.
Nice.
Last topic for today:
Trains.
trains. This is actually really cool. That's Kaito.
Kaito, yeah.
So it's a brand from Japan, actually.
They're very big with trains there, right? Like
Absolutely.
with model trains.
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
know that.
They're really big with model trains, but they have to do small model trains because otherwise don't fit them in their apartments.
Oh,
So
okay.
Kaito is really well known for producing N-scale
Okay.
N-scale trains. So let's open this set. Very popular set. It's called the Glaciers.
Very nice packaging too.
Yeah.
Very well packaged, yes, and compact. There we go. Let's park this on the
Handle.
side here. I'm making a bit of a mess with boxes today.
Yes. How do you do usually? Is BJ packing up better than I do?
Yes, more or less.
Oh,
okay.
it comes with this as well.
This comes with everything.
Okay.
So that's your controller, which is actually really cool. It's like a more like a train
Yeah.
controller. It's really cute.
Yes.
It's got a dial like this. So you just jump on the side. Oh, sorry guys. Put this back on. Here we go. That's your controller here. So you go forward and reverse, and then here you adjust your speed. It's very, very cool controller. So it's actually a good quality little controller. And then here we have all the tracks. So Kaito is really famous for this type of click together type track,
Yep.
which works really well.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually pre-ballast as well. So it's got a bit of as you can see, it's a bit higher, a bit elevated. So with normal track, you normally put cork and then you sprinkle your ballast. But with this one here, you have everything pre-made. So it looks quite realistic still. But it's much easier if you have a limited space. You can actually easily put it apart. More like a lockout type system,
Yeah. Yes.
which is really convenient. And they've got a really nice range of different points and accessories as well with the same system. This one actually
I was
is
looking at
a
this, yeah.
road crossing, I think.
Yes.
So as you can see, if you have the full Kaito system, Kaito have a range of trams and also roads for cars that
Nice.
could function. So you can build a full city with buildings and all that. There'll be a road crossing, I believe.
Yeah, because we can see attachment or something
Yeah,
here.
so they've got some tabs here. You can attach it to the rest of the ecosystem, really. So it's actually pretty well thought, actually.
I've seen there's a French YouTuber who loves
Trains.
He discovered that in Japan. This is why I was, aware of this. And one day they surprised him. I don't remember which brand, and they built a huge city for him.
Wow.
Well, he didn't know, and then he comes back home, and there's this kind of
Train set.
Japanese. Yeah, it was really cool.
And obviously, as every good set, it does come with a train as well. And that's
Yeah.
the touristic glasses. Really cute.
We can see the little seats.
And there's little seats.
That's really cool.
Okay, here we go. See if you guys can see
Yes.
the little seats here. That's your locomotive. That's gonna pull
So it comes with locomotive and two.
two pieces of rolling stock, two
yeah.
wagons,
Yeah.
carriages. Here we go. And so that's a very nice beginner set by Kaito. So there is quite a lot in their range. So they do obviously all the accessory packs, buildings, quite a lot, and different sets. So
Yeah.
that's a very good entry-level set for starting out modeling trains.
Yes.
And the best part, it fits in a really tiny space too, actually, because being N scale, I think, I don't know the dimension, but it'll be quite a small set that fits in a small desk space.
I actually have one question for you. Is this scale the one they call the tabletop scale? Or
Pretty much, it's probably the closest to a tabletop. So N scale is kind of one of the smaller ones.
Okay.
But that fits perfectly on the desk space. Like if you have like, Carl used to model these. You remember Carl? Carl used to work here. He did quite a few macro layouts, I think they're called. They're kind of like small like that. So you do an oval in a space of, I think, 450 by 450.
Okay.
It's quite tiny.
Okay.
And this is very much similar.
Yes. Okay.
So Peter said reminds me of 1950 triangle. Yes, it's a bit of old schools here.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? Marty's asking that crew, hangar crew. Yes, actually, Marty. So we're actually designing some 350 scale and figures, and they will come in a set of probably 50 or so, really tiny. So 350 figures are super tiny.
Okay.
Now, Tamiya does some of these figures, but normally they're flat because they're so small that Tamiya produces literally this shape.
Oh, right.
But the one we're actually producing, they'll be 3D figures. They'll be really tiny. And BJ just painted a sample of this figure the other day.
How do you paint?
Well, the tip of the brush is bigger than the figure after enough.
Oh my god.
So, Marty, yes, we're going to have some of these figures sets ready in the very near future, actually.
Okay.
So, a lot coming. It's been a bit slower because the shop has reopened since about 2 weeks. So, we've been a bit busier in serving customers again, which is great somehow.
Yes.
And so we have a bit less time to produce some of these, but slowly the project is still coming through.
Yeah.
So let's see if you have any more questions. There was maybe, we are almost at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we should probably give some details on this car actually. Let's jump on the side camera.
Oh yeah, because you can show. It's I like the yellow little.
Yeah, they've got like a really nice trimming. So
yeah.
as you probably know, this is a resin model. So we have die-cast models out of metal. This is resin, which means it doesn't have opening and closing doors, but it does much finer level of detail, as you can see.
Yeah.
So you can see AMG. This is run on a Mercedes engine. Let's see if you can see. Let me get closer, and it's probably impossible to see. No, you can see it. I think.
Yeah, you did it.
So you get the engine diesel in there, and there's an AMG engine. So what I like of this car, and I took quite a few pictures in the past on our Instagram account. You can see all the details on the dashboard and the seats. So it's really detailed. You can see the computer screen as well. The wheels are spectacular, really. Look at the disc brakes and the calipers in there, all the spokes, the Pirelli text, and all the carbon fiber inserts. I think they really see the traditional four exhaust pipes that are typical of Pagani, and a nice front end. There you go.
We had a little comment too while you were doing that. Boog said, all charged up with the batteries for his RC. He's ready to tire the dogs out at the Oval with his RC.
Fantastic. Well, you were here literally 15 minutes ago when we started. Oh, actually, it was almost an hour ago before we started the live. So I'm glad to hear that you're ready to go. I'll have to join you with my X-Max. With this wheel, that wheel there is for my X-Max.
Yeah.
That I showed you before. So hopefully we'll catch up soon. Do a bit of a drive together. He's driving his big X-Max at Kensington Park. You know that skate park that you can see from the train?
You mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, we did some videos there.
Ooh, okay. We've got
Meccano. Any Meccano? Yes, actually. We have quite a lot of Meccano that we received recently. So Meccano is pretty much all in stock at the moment. They've got all the traditional sets and some new sets as well. So yeah, Meccano this year delivered, and we have the full range actually, which is quite nice.
Okay.
For a change. So yes, Meccano. There's quite a few of the educational toys back in stock now. Okay, so I think we're almost at the end here.
Yes, already.
It was very good to have you today.
I was happy to be here, you know.
We've been trying to make this happen for probably a year and a half.
Yes.
And eventually we made it. Because it was good. We for those that just joined us recently, we started doing all our videos back 2 years ago, and it was the beginning of our more digital kind of presence.
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah,
Lots
lots
of
of things have changed really.
Yes.
So we start shooting from the front of the shop, and now we have a shooting room here,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And a nice schedule, you know, your live. I think your live is great. You know, I can watch it sometimes when I'm, you know, when I finish work early.
yes,
It's nice, you know. It's good to keep updated, you know, with what's new in the store.
Absolutely.
But also sometimes you show classic stuff, like, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a bit of everything, and we can interact. So I
Absolutely.
like it. I like the new format.
yes, yes. That's really good. So you can watch it. So if you miss out an episode, you come back on our YouTube channel, and they're all saved there, so you can watch them back. And I think also on Facebook you can watch them back. So.
Okay.
Got a few questions actually on the Meccano.
Yeah.
So Meccano, yes, we can show you some Meccano next week. Thank you. So we'll bring a few sets out next week. That's a good suggestion.
Nick also said we've got to get Nathan on camera.
We should get
Good
Nathan
luck.
on camera.
I've tried.
Well, we will try that. I think it will be a challenge. I think you managed to get him on camera 2 or 3 times
Yes.
when we were doing our daily Hearns.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll try again. So, the Tamiya Roberts series in stock. The Tamiya Roberts. I think are you talking about the one that are with the little kind of little robots with I think the solar powered or something. I don't think they've made it into Australia yet, or I don't know whether they will make it into Australia. I think I saw them in Germany this year. They're actually really cool. They're little gadgets, and they move around and they kind of interact with each other from memory.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick. We'll say hi to Nathan from you.
Yes.
Hopefully you're gonna come and see us in the next Saturday. If you're coming down tomorrow, I'll be working here.
So now he's gonna avoid.
Yeah, he's not gonna come tomorrow, like you. So Noëllie tend to come by when I'm not here normally.
Yes.
Very good. All right then.
All
So
right.
if there's no more questions, we give other 10 seconds for questions. Otherwise, we'll finish up this live, and obviously we'll be back again next Friday.
Yeah, back with
maybe
BJ or
maybe with BJ, hopefully, or you,
or me
whoever.
again.
We'll be back in the same place, 2 p.m. Again, you can rewatch it the next morning, Saturday morning, perfect time. Here's your breakfast. You can watch our show again on YouTube.
Yes.
And yeah, so everyone, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Thank you for joining us too.
My pleasure.
Very good to have you, and we shall see you next week. Take care for now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.